Hey guys, what's up? If you're watching this video, you're interested in BPC 157. If this isn't the first video you've seen about that, then you probably know that most of the time the videos that are presented right now online and all the forums and stuff too that talk about this are mostly done by bodybuilders. I probably don't look like your typical person to sit around talking about peptides, but I figured that's actually what makes me a really good spokesperson for the people. I'm a good lab rat, I guess. I hope that what I'm doing here is going to save some people from having to do trial and error, not just with their time and having to poke themselves daily with a needle, but also with their moolah, because this stuff does add up. If you've ever been really badly injured, where it's caused you to take some time out from life, and I'm not even talking just time out from sport or competition. I'm talking time out from like everyday life. That's how bad my injury was. So if you've ever had an injury like that, you know how much you appreciate your health and how much you appreciate your mobility when you have it and how much you can't wait to get back on your feet again, literally. See, I'm still using crutches. The shortest possible version of my story is that I was misdiagnosed for 2 years, walking around on a completely dislocated leg with every single ligament in the lower leg was completely torn from my knee to my ankle. By the time it did get diagnosed correctly, it was so bad and there was so much more wrong. So it was a really, really bad injury. Life is on hold, doing everything I can, listening to what the doctor tells me to do. I am trying so hard. I've been to every awesome doctor that's out there. I've done so much research and I've found names on these case studies, and then I go visit that doctor. I've spent so much time and money trying to get my leg better. Me not getting better is not for lack of trying. I am working so hard. I'm doing everything in my power to get better, and I'm still not better. So what can I do besides go crazy? I guess it's important to explain why I got to being as desperate, if that's what you want to call it, or as hypervigilant as one doctor called me, which is kind of like a passive-aggressive diss, don't you think? The way he said it, it definitely felt like that. I'm like, sorry, bro, that you're not doing your job and I have to do it for you. Like, one doctor was like, you need to stop WebMDing things. And I'm like, not WebMDing things. I'm looking at scholarly articles only published by universities. And, I ended up being right about my injury. Yeah, so if you're in the same boat as me, then this video is for you. So there's another lesson in this. Go with your gut. Like, doctors don't know everything, and I feel like they're just so rushed right now, which is a problem with the way the healthcare system is built. They're so rushed that they're not able to take the time that really is necessary to take with a patient. So unfortunately, several times with several different doctors, I've been very dismissed. But the point to me telling you my sob story is so you know, like I said, why I am that desperate now. I'll admit it, I am desperate. I want to get better. I don't want to live life on crutches, and I don't want to have to face the horrifying idea of amputation, which has already been brought up by a few of the specialists that I've seen. It's something that I realize I might have to consider at some point, but I don't want to yet. I have already utilized platelet-rich plasma therapy, prolotherapy, and stem cell therapy. So let me tell you a little bit about that. Stem cell therapy here in the US anyways is approved, like certain types of stem cell therapy anyways, and the type that I had was done on me during 2 of my surgeries. I had stem cells used twice on me. It was actually able to be billed through my insurance, which isn't normally likely here in the US. Yes, as adults, we produce our own stem cells, and it can be harvested through your own fat or bone marrow. PRP is platelet-rich plasma, and this also comes from your own body. What the doctor's office will do basically is take out some blood from you, wherever a good vein is, whatever, a pretty good amount of blood actually, and then they put it in some like centrifugal machine type of thing, whirls it around, separates the platelets from the blood. And then basically they inject it back into you directly into the site of the injury, the concentrated down platelets. Another thing I've utilized is prolotherapy. Prolotherapy I used just to see if I could get some like pain relief. For my lower leg, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't what I needed at the time. It's just basically a dextrose solution that the doctor will administer, almost like administering a cortisone shot to you. It doesn't hurt your body like cortisone does over time. I'm just starting out with these peptides, so I don't have a wealth of information for you yet, but I assure you that soon I will. So hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribe to me. I'd love to share with you my experiment as it goes on. I have taken it upon myself to experiment on myself and put it out there for you guys so that maybe my information will help you when you start to experiment. So the first brand I went with was from a website called tb500.com. That's tb-500.com. Well, that defeats the purpose. I didn't anticipate that. Well, I guess I won't be utilizing the chalk and the chalkboard like I thought I was for this video. So as I was saying, that's the first brand I used. I used it for 21 days. I bought a 30 milliliter thing of bacteriostatic water, and I bought several 5 milligram vials of TB500 and several 5 milligram vials of BPC 157. So for the first 14 days, I used it at 500 mcg daily, because that's everything I was reading said do 2 times a day, 250 micrograms each time. Total of 500 micrograms daily was the usual recommended amount. So that's what I did for the first 2 weeks. Didn't work for me. You know, for a true scientific experiment, everything's controlled. Nothing can be different if it's not supposed to be a variable, okay? So with what I did was for the first 2 weeks, I was taking 500 mcg daily, but I was taking it in only 1 injection daily. And the sole reason for me doing it that way was actually because I just don't like picking myself with needles. It truly doesn't hurt, but the anxiety of it still just bothers me. And just a convenience thing too, you know, time and whatever. It's just easier to do 1 injection of 500 micrograms a day rather than splitting it up into 2. I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice anything immediately from these shots. Now, is that because of where I bought it, tb500.com? Or is that just because I haven't used enough of it or used it long enough with the extent of my injury? I don't know. I guess that's for us to hypothesize and figure out, maybe together. If you guys have had any experience with this brand, please leave it in the comments below and tell me about your experience. Because that's really the only way that all of us are going to get to know anything about this type of stuff, it seems. It doesn't seem like the FDA is going to look into this anytime soon, since these things aren't patentable. So, you know, there's no money to be made off of these peptides. So my point is that we're going to have to be accountable to each other for a while until we can get it prescribed from our doctors. Let's help each other out. So please tell me in the comments if you guys have taken BPC 157, TB500, or any of these peptides, especially interested in the healing peptides. Tell me about it and tell me which ones worked or which ones didn't. I would love to know if there are any independent labs out there that just anybody can go to and get a product tested for verification purposes. So if anybody knows of stuff like that, let me know on that too. I have searched and searched, but I can't seem to find anything. All right, the next one I bought is this Regevity product. I got this off Amazon. This came in a 50 milligram vial. I've also read different things about shelf lifetimes, so that's another conflicting thing I'm not really sure on. I thought that it would only last up to like a month after being reconstituted, but some of the stuff I've read said it can last up to 6 months after being reconstituted, so now I don't really know. I'm just going with the best information that I got at the time that I have it. Because I'm not waiting anymore to get better. So, you know, and there's really no bad side effects reported from this. So far, the only thing I can think of being bad is that I might be wasting my time and money if this stuff isn't real, if it is placebo. But it does feel slightly stronger. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep trying. The third brand that I'm going to try that I've already bought, and it's in my fridge, but I haven't used yet because I'm going to use this for a good 21 days first. The third brand is from peptidesciences.com. I've been injecting it into various areas. This is another thing that we should know if we're being scientific, right? So this is my injured leg. I'm trying to make you be able to see it, right? Okay. I have scar here, scars here, whatever. But look at how small my calf is. I mean, it's a toothpick. There's no calf, really. But I don't know if you can kind of tell, just that line of definition. That is new within the last couple of days. So I do think that BPC 157 has helped me get a little firmness in this. It used to just be like skinny skin after all these surgeries. But it's actually getting hard right now. I'm not seeing much bulk to it yet, but I'm liking the way it looks. Like it actually is starting to look more like a normal lower leg again too. Parts of my knee just, you know, are getting thicker where it should be, where there should be muscle, but there wasn't because of the cutting away during the surgery. I'm a unique case in a sense because of how complex my injury was. It involved parts of the knee, the proximal tibiofibular joint, the tibiofibular syndesmosis all the way down my leg, and the ankle mortise. Anyways, just tons of damage going on. So I've been injecting it all over. Now I'm up to using 1,000 mcgs a day with this Regevity stuff. I use 1,000 micrograms a day, which equals 1 milligram a day. This is a higher dose than I've read for most. But nothing bad has happened yet. And I guess I don't see why not, since there's no bad effects. If you can afford it financially, as far as what I've read, it seems like it's an A-okay as long as you don't mind potentially wasting it. If, like, say your body can only take 750 micrograms at a time, then every time I'm wasting 250 micrograms. But we don't know that. I don't know that. So really, I feel like the only option I have right now is bring out the big guns. So that's what I'm doing. I'll probably end up injecting directly into my ATFL tendon. Some people are afraid of directly injecting into a tendon. And they say, no, do it in your surrounding muscle. But I actually felt relief after injecting directly into my tendon, like directly where I have pain in that tendon. I tried it one day. And I don't know if it was kind of like how the prolotherapy works, where just from inducing damage to that spot, it feels better initially, but it did. And I'm hoping that it did long-term stuff in there too. I wish I could fast forward time because I really would already like to be feeling the results and seeing the results, but I can't. So in the meantime, you guys get to benefit and watch me in this form on video. And maybe by the time you're seeing this video, you'll get to have instant satisfaction. Maybe I've already resolved the problem by now, and by the time you're watching this, you can click on my next video where it's me singing all the praises of brand XYZ. Until then, all I can tell you is that I'm continuing on taking this peptide daily, BPC 157. Let's have a conversation in the comments section. I'm stoked about this stuff. I just found out about it recently. You guys let me know what you know about it. And as a community, everybody can learn, hopefully, and maybe we can help each other. Maybe there's someone else out there too who has a really bad injury, desperate to get better, and nothing's been working yet. And maybe you've never heard of peptides, and I just told you about it. Like, that'd be awesome. I hope that happens, and I hope that, you know, it could help you and like cure you for good. That's what my hope is for my leg too. So we'll see. All right, that's it for today. Unless you guys want to stick around and watch the injection happen, I'm about to do that.
You can't stop me, I'm running my course. Cannot it with me cause you know I'm a force. I'm going full speed, put my car in drive. The anthem that I'm singing is it's good to be alive. Never follow the crowd, always setting the trend.
But when you put the needle in, always draw back a little bit. Like, put it in all the way, stab it into the muscle, 90 degrees. Then draw back the syringe a little bit to see if any blood comes through. If it does, then you're in a vein and you want to pull out.
Always quick to offend. I will never sell, I wouldn't sink that low. If that won't get me places,
so that's our lesson for today, kids. Join me next time to see the results.
Because I'm the type of person